Heroes, villains, a tale as old as time, and the never-ending battle to protect truth and justice from those who thrive on chaos and bloodshed. Come with us as we peel back the mask on your beloved Crusaders of Light and dive deep into the dark and twisted abyss of the most feared and hated harbingers of doom. Follow your host, Power Maximus, and everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, as they take a trip down the rabbit hole that is everything super. So, are you a hero or a villain? Either way, find that super suit and suit up for the Super Breakdown.
What is up? What is up? What is up? We are back with another amazing episode. You already know what it is. I'm Power Maximus. We're here with Lord Triage, everyone's favorite demigod, and the Dark Legacy himself, Jason M40. What's up, guys? All right, welcome to the Super Breakdown. We got a spooky one for y'all. Little creepy one for y'all. But first off, apologize for the delay, but we here. Yeah, so we, as October's ending, as spooky season is ending, we're like, you know what? Let's go out with a bang. So we're jumping in to Dracula. We've been doing a lot of research these last 2 weeks, from watching movies to listening or reading Bram Stoker's Dracula. Like, yeah, no, we've been working. So man, it's gonna be a good one. So first off, let's break down like the movies that we've watched, and like the different things that we've watched thus, throughout these 2 weeks. Like what movies did you guys watch?
So I sat through Bram Stoker Dracula again. I rewatched Van Helsing, and I also I tried to get through Dracula Untold. I could not sit through it.
What? Damn, for real? No, I want to get into. I would definitely want to get into that. I want to know why. Because me personally, I liked it, so I definitely want to know why. Well, what you felt it was missing or felt short on. Definitely. Like, didn't you say you were listening to the book too?
Yes, that's
Did
usually my. I did not.
Yeah, no. I was so close. I'm literally at the end. I got like an hour left. Bro, I've been listening to this thing on Jay, what did I say? It was like 2.30 times.
Yeah, 2.3 speed.
Yeah, 2.3 speed, just ripping through it for the last 2 weeks. And again, that's only when I got time to listen to it. And even I didn't finish. Damn.
It's a decently long story. So
yeah. Like I was saying to Jay, it's very detailed, very, very detailed. I love the way it's written from every person involved's kind of point of view at one point or another. As it goes through their journals and go through their diaries and shit like that. I thought that was really dope writing.
Yeah, it's super descriptive in its like just in its storytelling, and it really
Mhm.
paints a picture in your head about what you're reading.
Yeah, absolutely. I found like even if I was just listening to it and like I closed my eyes, it was so descriptive. I can get a pretty good image of what's going on. Even down to the way like they describe people. Um, it was very, very, very like detailed.
Mm.
I don't know. What did you think, Triage?
I thought that, well, I've been a big fan of audio since the quarantine, so I've been listening to probably a good 4 or 5 dozen books, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
From Treasure Island to the Three Musketeers. I've gotten through all kinds of shit. Autobiography of Malcolm X. So
Mm.
to hear this and it be described the way it is, to paint the pictures, especially between the landscape and the
Oh
horses and
man.
the buggies and the carriages and the
Yep.
way people are dressed and the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculously amazing. It paints the world. It definitely the world that and it paints it very, very well. It's like it's definitely that I feel like that kind of writing is like an art form. Like it's a fucking art form to be able to like it's one thing to be able to paint pictures, physically, but then by using your words to then also paint pictures mentally is crazy. For other people, it's awesome. Now, Jason, what movies did you watch?
The last 2 weeks, I watched Dracula Untold. I watched that new movie that came out, The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Mm,
I did watch BBC's Dracula, and I actually attempted to watch Nosferatu, but I could not do it. Couldn't do it.
wait, the like old school original
Oh
Nosferatu movie?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's literally like a silent film.
yeah,
That's exactly what it is.
yeah, that's crazy. That's
Now,
back.
they're in the process of remaking that, right?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Bill Skarsgård.
I heard about that. I'm actually like with the original suspense that's like created in that movie with the high pitched music, like the suspense in it. I think that the remake should be cool.
Yes, it should be. I'm just worried about Bill Skarsgård though, as an actor currently.
Why is that?
It's like, well, one for The Crow, but then the movie he did that came out right before The Crow didn't do too well either. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was funny. It was like Kid versus World or something like that. Yeah, so I'm kind of and that didn't really do too well last I heard. So I'm just like, all right, come on, man, you got to step it up. You got big shoes to fill with the rest of his family.
I mean, his career hasn't gone terrible so far. I mean,
Yeah, not bad.
The Crow aside, because that was one of those where you could only do so well because it was very unlikely. Just speaking from my opinion, it's very unlikely he was going to do a performance with that character that was going to trump Brandon Lee. That's
yeah.
Brandon Lee is
Absolutely.
literally that character. He's defined and remembered as that character. So it's like he was behind the 8 ball to begin with. So
nah, yeah, you're right. But nah, so I'm interested to see how they do it. But I mean, I will say I love like his ambitious choices of his ambitious choices of like roles to play. Some of them they've been each one of them has been different thus far. like very different spectrums. Especially if you watch Hemlock Groves on Netflix.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
that's good.
yeah. That compared to, compare that to The Crow, right? But then compare The Crow to the movie, the Kid versus the World or whatever, where the kid was like mute and he has like his all it is when he talks is like a voice in his head. Yeah, and then compare those roles. They're very different, but then some roles are like heavy makeup, so those are pretty dope choices to be kind of making, kind of role to kind of get into there. But I'm interested to see what he does. Now, like I watched Dracula 2000. I watched 3000. Unfortunately, that was rough. That was a rough watch. I got through that. I remember Dracula Untold very, very vividly because I thought the take was pretty dope. Now why didn't you like Untold?
I'm not sure if it was the way it was opened up or just I don't know because I don't hate Luke
Orlando Bloom's.
Orlando
Yep.
Bloom.
Yep, that one's Orlando Bloom.
No.
No,
Is
what?
it? No.
Hold on, what are you talking about? I'm confused now.
Yeah, hold on. I'm pretty sure. I thought that was Orlando Bloom.
Luke Evans.
Or was it Luke Evans?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm about to say, what did you? I was so confused.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Those two are definitely one of the actors
That's
that get
okay.
mixed
I mean,
up
they
all the time.
do. You could argue that they look similar. I mean, in a way.
Oh wow, it brought me back to.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
damn.
I'm not sure if it was the pacing of the movie, the way it started off, but it was just like
Oh god damn.
it just didn't hold my attention. And it's like every time I was like, all right, something's gonna kick off, and I was like, then I thought maybe it was just one of the things like I needed the roller coaster to drop. But it was just
It does
Yeah.
for that movie specifically, Dracula Untold, it does take a little bit to like get into it. Like action, I don't believe that you see action in that movie until a little bit into it.
Yeah, definitely. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched Dracula Untold. But yeah, like it takes them a while just to get to the point to going up the mountain to find the
Broken
old
Tooth Mountain.
Yeah. And then we had to deal with him like processing the change. And then it actually gets into him figuring out how to use those power. It was like a superhero movie, dude.
So like he can't. Yeah, he chooses to drink the blood, but he can't like feed for 3 days. Otherwise, he's like that forever.
Yeah, so like that gave like a little character dilemma. But I just felt like it played like a superhero movie. Like really, if you really look at it, just like from it, there's a whole build up. It's an origin story, and then he has to. But it was a little too good. I'm like, this is Dracula we're talking about here. Vladimir the Impaler. Like this, like no, like he's like, oh, I'm going to sacrifice, gain all this power or whatever, just to, I don't know, it just didn't feel like Dracula. It felt like he was making a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't see Dracula like actual, the Dracula of lore doing that.
Well,
Yeah.
But that also depends on which Dracula we're talking about, because like if you look at look at Gary Oldman's portrayal as Dracula in Bram
Mhm.
Stoker's. At the end of the day, and this is one of those things where I really didn't pay attention to till recently. When you think about that, at the end of the day, that's basically a love story.
Mm. Yeah.
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 Because it was
You're
supposed
right.
to be the whole thing that his enemies had relayed false messages back that got back to his wife, and she wound up committing suicide. And then by this happening and him doing all these things in the name of the church, he basically renounces his faith, and then do that crazy ass ritual of him drinking the fucking blood after impaling the cross. Basically, he basically becomes the first vampire.
Mm. Yeah, that is
Yeah, and then he takes his sword and cuts the cross, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
damn.
dark.
Damn. But even then, look what actor they got playing him though in that as well. Like Gary, he's an amazing actor. Like he really gets into his roles. So that's like, I feel like some of these movies were just made to succeed, and some were just made to fail. I just like, based upon a lot of times the acting that you have there, and then when they start to veer off from the main story is where like it becomes not good. Like Dracula 3000, right? It like the way they took it's like Jason X, where they pretty much took Dracula, put him in a spaceship.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's too far off course, and shit really not making sense. Like, you just got Dracula on a motherfucking ship.
I didn't I didn't hate Jason X. I'm just saying.
I
But
didn't either.
oh,
No, I didn't. I didn't hate Jason X, but Jason X was also written well better, and it had a better budget than Dracula 3000. Like, bro, the budget of this shit was like 90s sci-fi channel movie, dude. Like it was bad. Like it's bad when the best part of the movie was Coolio's acting. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. Cuz he was actually good. He was actually good. But everything else, from like Van Helsing being turned into a fucking vampire, and them having to kill him even though he was like the main character. And then now you got Lister's character, and then this white chick who's actually a cyborg. And all they managed to do is like, the plan was to turn the ship into the nearest sun. Like it just made no sense. It just veered too far off. On the other hand, if you look at 2000, it doesn't veer off far from like it brings it forward in time, but not ridiculously stupidly forward in time. It still has roots in the main story. It's just Van Helsing had been pretty much shooting himself up with Dracula's blood to give him everlasting life, so that he can stay around and be guardian over his body, so he doesn't get woken again.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, but like it made more sense. But now let's actually take a look at Dracula, like as like the origin of Bram Stoker's Dracula in general, because that was the first time I really saw him. So like, do you guys know like the actual backstory?
Of Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was a Transylvanian prince, and I believe that he had to defeat like his enemies. I don't know who his enemies were. I don't remember. And he made a deal like with the devil to like in order to get the strength that he needed to defeat them or something.
Yeah, pretty much. But so like he's actually based on Vlad the Third, or as everyone knows, Vlad the Impaler.
Yes.
Yeah, that he's actually based on an actual person, because it said that he would impale his victims on large spikes, and then his servants will fill him bowls of their blood, and he'd dip his bread in their blood and eat it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nutty.
Gangster shit.
What was that?
Gangster shit.
Gangster shit. And I think they did that scene actually pretty interesting in Dracula Untold. That scene where like it's all the spikes in the air, and he's like kneeling around the spikes, and it has like a bunch of people hanging on them.
Yes, that was cool.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty cool. But like there's like when you guys think of Dracula, like who's the Dracula that your mind goes to?
Gary Oldman.
Oh my God. Now, when I think of Dracula, I think of the Dracula that's portrayed in The Last Voyage of the Demeter. I mean, honestly, because that movie, I would say that's the first Dracula movie that I've seen where they don't explain anything about what or who Dracula is. And and the only thing like that is like there's this thing on the ship, and you don't know what it is, who it is, and the people are disappearing. So the fear that the movie creates about it is like more realistic. I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah, it's like the same thing that Jaws got popular off of. Like, you don't really see the monster until it's time for you to see the monster, kind of thing. So it builds up that suspense, right?
That was a budget thing with Jaws.
Yeah.
He said, "You're gonna need a bigger steak."
Oh my God. Oh man. But nah, I thought, I like the recent portrayals I find pretty dope. For me, when I think of Dracula now, I see the guy who played him in the BBC's, like the one it's on Netflix, Dracula.
His accent is great.
Yes, and just I feel like he really embodied the like
character.
Like it's really embodies the character. It's very, very close to like how I envisioned him moving, talking, speaking.
Completely self-centered, narcissistic, thinks he's a god compared to everybody else.
Exactly.
And everybody else is literally sheep.
Yeah, they're just food for me to live. Nah, yeah, that was definitely it for me. And then even then, just like the writing with
see, like that, there's that portrayal of Dracula, and then in the Demeter, it's like he's an actual creature. Like,
yeah,
he's not portrayed as human. Like, he's more portrayed as like a demon, I would say. So it's cool. It's a different take.
what is it? I think his name is Claes Bang. Pretty sure, yeah, that's him. I can't say his name properly, but yeah, and then for me, it was also the writing of like of it. So it's still the original story. So like it's 3 episodes, and then each episode's an hour, and the first hour it's set in like the time period of like the Bram Stoker's Dracula. It starts out just like that, and then the entire story is the same, but like the next hour they'll be focusing on the Demeter. Right, the second hour is all about the Demeter, right? And then now you get to the end of Demeter, and then the next hour, the last hour, is actually in modern day, but they play the story out like the same way. Think of it as how they did that Romeo and Juliet movie.
Oh yeah, okay. Yep.
Yeah, they played the story out, but like how it would happen in modern day.
Yes.
And it was just really, really cool. The ending is a little weird, and it's very, 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 very fucking different.
It is. The ending was the only thing that threw me off. It can make sense, like if you think about it, but
yeah, it's like you had to really think about it too much. Yeah, for me, you just really had to think about it a little too much. Did you end up watching that, Triage?
Which one are we talking about? I'm sorry.
The one on the one on Netflix, the BBC created one.
I never saw that one.
Dude, it's definitely worth watching. It's a very interesting take. Extremely interesting take. I just be warned, the ending is a little different. But no,
Listen,
I thought it was great.
I sat through the Van Helsing show, and there's nothing that can beat that portrayal of Dracula. So, but
oh my
what did you?
gosh, the Van Helsing show, yeah.
I haven't watched it. I haven't got a chance to watch it yet.
And the wild part is that to me that was original. It started off good. There was some shit going on, but in my opinion, I don't know. I feel like it became a big agenda push.
I've heard that.
What was your opinion of the betrayal of the Dracula from Penny Dreadful?
Ooh,
Penny Dreadful.
I knew I should have continued, because what is he? He's like what, season 3 or 2?
3.
Yeah, damn. I was in the middle of rewatching. I did not get back to back up to 3 yet. Who was he played by?
The actor that played him. I'm drawing a blank. I can't think of his name. I'm usually so good with names.
Honestly, yeah, you're pretty good. And Kristen Camargo. Camargo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I felt like Penny Dreadful was interesting in a way, because it took your well-known classic monster lore and twisted it a little bit.
Yes.
And kind of made it pretty much created its own little monster universe, something that what was it, fucking Universal tried to do and it didn't work. Yeah, they're trying to make their own like classic monsterverse or whatever, the Tom Cruise shit, Wolfman and everything. Yeah, I felt like this did that the way it should have been, bringing all those characters together in the same world, and in one way or another have them be a part of each other's life for one reason or another. Like bringing Dorian Gray and stuff like that. So when it comes to the way they spun it for Dracula, like I don't really remember too much, but I do remember. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is when I knew it was leading up to this. And then once I saw him, I knew immediately. I knew immediately. I'm like, whoa, oh, that's Dracula, bro. You can't tell me that's not Dracula from the way this man looked. He looked completely different than everyone else in the damn place. Yeah. So no, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that show was very special, very original, and I absolutely fucking loved their portrayal of Dorian Gray.
Oh man.
Yes, I agree. That show was amazing.
That was amazing. And for me personally, I love the way they did The Bride of Frankenstein. Like I love that.
Yeah,
she was
freaking crazy.
she was fierce. She was a fucking force, man. She was a fucking force. But no, man, it was great. Penny Dreadful was great. The connection with the Wolfman, him being American and stuff like that, I thought that was pretty dope. And then just the way they played everything. I will say that I felt like the actress that played Penny was a little off, but like she played like, because the character's kind of crazy in the end, because she's been through some wild ass shit, so she's kind of like got some screws loose up top. So I feel like she played that very well. All
Which
this
character?
power. The actress that played Penny, or the fucking what is her name?
Mistress Evil.
No,
She's
no. And the main character from Penny Dreadful. What the hell?
Talking about Ava Green's character.
Yes, Ava Green's character. Why am I forgetting her name?
Oh my god, I can't remember it either.
Damn, I'm drawing a blank. Whatever, but yeah, no. I felt like her actress played that character very, very well. Now let's take a quick minute. Let's hear from our friends who are doing some amazing things in the podcast community, in the Blur community. Let's see what they have to say.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I will have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this: you're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us. You don't want to miss this.
And we're back. Definitely please go check them out. They're doing some awesome things, some amazing things. We love talking with these guys, love working with them. They have a amazing amazing lines, all of them. They're super funny, and they're pretty damn funny too. You think we'd be getting crazy? That Lady Mandalore, yeah. Nah, I love her show. Check her out. So now, based off of Bram Stoker, based off his depiction of Dracula, if you were to make an actually brand new Dracula movie today that's true to the book, who would you cast as Dracula?
Oh,
That's a great question.
oh. We want a younger actor or an older actor?
Let's go with a modern period. So we'll go with a young actor. Wait, I'm sorry. No, I contradicted myself. No. Yeah, we can go older. We can have it be period pieced. So,
Oh man, this is there's a few choices here.
Mm-hmm.
Because who does elegant and dark well? I mean, certain people are coming to mind, but it's also like they're also more seasoned actors. And this is one of those scenarios with
you can go seasoned. You can go seasoned if you want.
I don't know why, but Odin Ferreira is the top, isn't there? Like the forefront of the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I said he should have been Ra's al Ghul.
Yes. Yeah. For me, I would say, all right. So he's already played a vampire before. But let's not hold that against him. Johnny Depp.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, you just made my day.
Oh, well. Okay. Thank you, Alexa. I'm glad I was able to do that for you. But no, yeah, I would say Johnny Depp, man, because just the way he like the way he envelops himself into a character, and again, we saw him in damn, what is it called?
Dark Shadows, yes.
Yeah, Dark Shadows. Yep, Dark Shadows. Like the movie was good. I enjoyed the movie, but that's also probably because I didn't watch the original. But so I don't know if it was technically good or bad compared to the original. But I enjoyed it, but I feel like he would be able to play just everything that we said before, about kind of like Bram Stoker's Dracula. Like narcissistic, self-centered, completely about himself and his power. Everyone is below him and beneath him. All humans are just, like you said, just cattle. I feel like he would be able to portray that pretty well, like amazingly well. And then also, we already know he has no problem with prosthetics in order to look, older before he gains his power back. Yeah,
very true.
So I think Johnny Depp. What about you, Jay? Who you got?
I was thinking about because I would be interested in seeing how he would do it. Norman Reedus.
Oh.
All right. Definitely. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Like
apparently, Yeah, good.
Yeah, a dark, twisted, like haunted Dracula.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that as well. Definitely get that as well. Definitely. Okay, we got some comments coming in from Facebook. Thank you, Leah. She said he definitely could. Johnny Depp is an amazing actor and could almost play any part and absolutely kill it. No, I definitely agree. Johnny Depp is, I don't know, just it's okay. The Fantastic Beasts movies weren't amazing.
Whoa.
Um, they I felt like, I don't know, it was hard for me to watch them.
His performance is the highlight of the movie.
His performance, yes. I'm talking about the movie and all, the movies in general.
No,
But his performance was absolutely stellar. I was just gonna bring
him
up like, mhm.
him playing Gillard Grindelwald was probably one of the best performances I've seen in a while. Not just from him, just in general. Like, I believed he was the fanatical cult leader who could sway people and manipulate people, and he was dangerous, but he was calm, and he was cool, but he was intelligent. Like, he played the fuck out of that character. And I feel fucking cheated that we never got to see him play it all the way through.
This is true.
Yes. Yeah. That, like, but even then, but also let's
Was
not forget
that-
Colin Farrell in there.
Was that specifically because of his court battle?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Because people were upset about the whole thing, and then I believe it was J.K. Rowling actually stood up and said that he was her pick. That he was her pick. Yes, that he was her pick to play Gillard Grindelwald. And it's like, when you see him play the character, the way he talked, the way he spoke, how he carried himself, and it's like, and if you know about the character on top of that, to know that he's jaded, but he's not. He's jaded, but he's not completely heartless.
Mm-hmm.
He sees things as like a means to an end. So it's like, you almost want to root for him.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But also just the world of Harry Potter does that. It does that. There's so many characters, even throughout the main books, that are on the bad side, but you gotta, you're also kind of rooting for him as well. Like, if you look at Malfoy's mother, when you end up realizing what's really going on, you're like, oh shit, he's a victim of circumstance. You know what I mean?
Listen,
yeah,
already. I don't know if I can get behind that one, okay? Because the Malfoys, for lack of better words, are racist. Every time he says every time he says mud blood, he ain't saying mud blood. He's out there saying nigga.
But remember, that's also learned behavior.
That's
also learned behavior.
Let's go with the systemic system of racism that's put inside the magical world.
Oh man, that's wild.
I'm just saying, hold on.
It is,
because my favorite character is Sirius Black. Sirius was from a pure blood family too. His entire family wasn't Slytherin but him. He didn't act that way.
That's I'll give you that. Yeah. Okay.
That is very, very true. That is very, very true. But I feel like he also found an out, though. He also had people around him that weren't like that, whether it be Lily and James, Lupin. He had good people around him. So, but if you look at Malfoy, he doesn't. It's just his family, and then the people that his family knows that to be around him.
Once again, all choices, in my opinion, but that is an argument for another episode.
I'm down for that. I'm definitely down for that. But no, yeah, I would like Johnny Depp. You said who was it? You said Triage?
I said Oda Ferrer.
And Jay, what did you say? You said Norman Reedus?
Yep.
Nah, yeah, honestly, yeah, those would be pretty dope. Pretty dope. Now, how do you feel about trying to modernize like Dracula and stuff like that? Clearly like they did in 2000, and then
So
compared to what they did in 3000.
so when you say modernize, like, and this is going to be one of those moments where I'm just speaking for myself. I feel like certain characters can be modernized and done well, but it's like it's got to be done without the agenda push. Like, for example, like instead of him being like this warlord from this foreign country who was luring people in to to suck them dry, if he was this aristocrat, you know, like say like he was like the Great Gatsby.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, he was the guy that everyone wanted to know. He was the guy that everyone wanted to hang with. Like, he was very well off. He came from like old money. So it's like, it could be done and be done to the point where it was believable. But it's like, in what realm of realistically are we grounding the character? For example, like Bram Stoker's Dracula, he was out in sunlight. He took different forms. He was a shapeshifter. Like, so are we still keeping with that? Because if that was the case, he could appear to anyone however he wanted to.
That's very true. And then if you think about it, is it like, how does he transform to them? Does he have to drink their blood first, or can he just see them and be able to transform into them? You know what I mean?
But he took all kinds of forms, from a fucking werewolf to a swarm of rats. He just to turning into mist. Like, he did all kinds of wild shit. So it's like, it depends on which version of him are we talking about in that aspect. And then it's like, it's also like, what is the ultimate goal of the character?
That's very true.
Because like I said, Bram Stoker's Dracula at the end of the day more or less is a love story.
Which, I mean, that makes sense, like, to me, if you really think about it.
Yeah, because there's many love stories that are just going on within there between Jonathan and Mina, to what was her name, was Louise and Arthur, and then the other two dudes that also loved her as well, and then there's a lot of friendship love that's in there too, with them all making a pact to come together to take out Dracula. Then also Dracula himself trying to find love as well, or just trying to take someone as his bride. So there was a lot of love story going on in there. I mean, all right, so it'll be interesting if they played it the way of like, that's who he is. He's super, like aristocratic, all the money, people want to be around him. He throws parties and stuff like that. And that was and he would hunt and prey off the people at the parties. Excuse me. And then like, what was that? Oh shit! Damn.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. But then he meets, sees this one person.
Why do you have all this baby oil? Shh, don't ask questions. Take that.
Oh my god.
Blah that. Oh my god, that's wow. Count Puff Daddy, that's crazy. Count Diddy. Oh god.
Oh my
god. How many counts did Diddy get when Diddy did it? Oh man. Oh my god, that's damn. But yeah,
so
no,
bad.
he ends up getting eye on Mina, and then like it kind of changes something from him. He's like, I want her. kind of thing.
Well,
But she's with homeboy, and then it starts this whole thing. They can kind of run it that way, and still have it be from like Mina, Jonathan, Van Helsing's point of view and stuff. I don't know, but I kind of feel like doing it that way. It's kind of like, I would tell you, like 2000 CW's vibe. Nah, I really think about that. I don't know. It's like 2010s CW original TV series type shit. I don't know. How would you run it?
I mean, if the ultimate goal was him trying to find his long lost love, and it realizes that it was the reincarnation of Mina Harker, I mean, that's been done before. We've seen it. It's one of them things like where I think it would have to be done and not be cheesy.
Yeah.
Or it'd have to be one of those things like where there's a twist to it where it's not like you think the story's that, and something then like remotely different happens.
Yeah, because wait, there was another Dracula TV show. It was just called Dracula. And Jonathan Reyes Myers played Dracula. Let's see. No, not this one. This one. What network was this on? AMC. Yeah, AMC had a Dracula show, and that was pretty much it. But it was kind of like, it wasn't modern time, but it was like Industrial Revolution kind of time or whatever. But this story is more reminiscent to the story of Dracula in Castlevania. Have you guys watched that anime on Netflix?
Not.
Oh,
I have not.
God.
But it looks good.
It took me a minute to get into it. I tried watching it. I couldn't get through the first episode at first, but then I came back to it later after the series had finished, and I got through that first episode, and then I just fucking binge watched all the way through. And then the second series, Nocturne, oh my God, it was crazy. It's like 100 years after the ending of Castlevania. And yeah, but this shit is sick, dude. The animation is sick. The story is deep. And then just like the combat in this show is ridiculous for an anime, man. It's amazing. And part of me, if it's not an anime, if it's just an anime themed American cartoon, then my apologies, but to me, like, that shit deserves to be called an anime.
I agree.
Yeah, with everything from the art style to the story to it has all the same plot devices that an anime has. So I'm just like, nah, that's an anime. But no, it's amazing because like you end up finding out that Dracula is actually Dracula himself is actually a victim. Like, yeah, he was a monster. He fed on people, this and that, but he ended up falling in love with Mina, and she ends up falling in love with him, and they actually end up getting married, right? But now the church, who was part of the big bad in this situation, they end up hunting him down, but he's away, and they find her, and they end up burning her at the stake as a witch because she was in the medicines, and so she chose to stay with him because of his vast knowledge of medicine throughout the centuries. Yeah. And so they burned her at the stake, and this man, when he found out when he came back and he found out what happened, man, when I say that he burned an entire continent to the ground, he pulled up on them, murked mad people with hell demons, looked at the Pope type character in the face and said, I think he said you got a year. He said you got 12 months or something for everyone to leave this country, for everyone to vacate. He gave him a time limit on when all the people of that nation needed to evacuate. The Pope was like, Psh, God got us. We ain't worried about nothing. He can't touch us. We're ordained. Man, that time limit hit and there was no delay. No fucking delay. He just releases a horde of monsters on the whole continent and just absolutely lay waste an entire damn continent, to the point that, like, 5 years later, like, people are still fighting to survive, but barely there.
Shit.
Yeah. All because, and now everyone's thinking like, oh, Dracula, well, he did all this shit. He's the bad guy, but hey, y'all started it first. Y'all killed his wife for nothing. Y'all killed his wife. I don't see any other option. He had no other option in that moment. That's how I feel. I'm like, you killed my wife for no reason. I'm scorched earth, literally. So that's the only only other option was to choose violence. Yeah, no, and then just the way shit takes it from there, it's fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing. So I highly recommend you guys taking the time to watch Castlevania and Castlevania Nocturne. It's pretty fucking dope.
No, I definitely might, because it does. I mean, I've thought about watching it because I've seen it, on there all the time, but I just have never watched it. But now I'll take some time to watch it.
No, absolutely. It's definitely worth a watch. But no, that. So even then, just about the telling of Dracula's story, has changed from him just being that narcissistic kind of mentality, me, you're all below me, to becoming a more in tune, sensitive soul, and being like having pretty much his heart and spirit revitalized, by love. And then on some John Wick shit, niggas fuck with him and he has to go back to his old ways.
Basically.
Yeah. No, like, I like that. I like that because the character was fucking powerful, crazy powerful. So I thought that was pretty amazing, an amazing take on the character as well. Are there any unique takes on the character that actually did well?
I mean, the Dracula Lord from the show Van Helsing was different. Because it was a woman.
Wow, that sounded wild, Jay.
Well, I'm saying we've never seen a Dracula like Arch Dracula as a woman.
Yeah.
That's all I meant.
Yeah. So it's always been male characters portraying Dracula. So interesting for there to be a female portraying the character.
Yeah.
That is a very unique take. What was Triage? What was a do? What was that? What was that for?
Because I mean, you'd have to watch it. Once you watch it, you'll have and get your take on it.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. But for me, the besides Bram Stoker's, like anyone that was really like definitive to me, I had it and I lost it. Oh, the one from the Van Helsing movie.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh man, wow. I was supposed to talk about him earlier. I completely forgot. No, yes. Yes. Yeah, that was amazing. That was really, 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 really damn good.
Actually, that's kind of funny. I did not think of that before. The Dracula from the Van Helsing movie is, I would say, probably the most similar Dracula to the Last Voyage of the Demeter.
Yes, because they have that transformation.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, definitely.
Except super, like, more realistic.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool the way they did the vampires in Van Helsing. Well, first off, Van Helsing is a great fucking movie. Hugh Jackman played an amazing Van Helsing. Kate Beckinsale. It was absolutely amazing. From like the looks, that werewolf look. That's the werewolf look I go back to. Not Wolfman, werewolf.
Best werewolf like presentation.
Yeah, the transformation was pretty cool too.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just like
crazy.
ripping their skin off of them, or then going back human, they're ripping their fur off of them.
Literally breaking out of his own skin.
Yeah.
Like it was always like just beneath the surface.
Yep. That was crazy. I enjoyed that werewolf transformation heavily. And then just the story of Dracula pretty much having a werewolf as his pet to protect him during the day. Where else have we heard that? All right. I find that pretty interesting that we've heard that elsewhere too, that vampires holding werewolves as pets or slaves to protect them during the day. So I don't know, that storyline felt really, really good because and then the reason he did it was because only a werewolf would be able to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool too. And then just the acting in it was fucking great. It was funny at times. And then Frankenstein, the Frankenstein's monster. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed his character a lot. So, no, Van Helsing had an amazing portrayal of Dracula, including his wives. It got a little weird, but it was weird as opposed to like meaning like it was off from the original. It was still good. Just them needing Frankenstein's monster to give life to all of his children, so you can have a bunch of vampire bat children flying around eating and killing everything.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because Frankenstein's monster is the only thing known that has come back to life from death. So that's why Dracula wants to use him to try and bring his children alive. And
yeah, so
it's pretty crazy how they portray all of those egg sacs.
Oh,
like
yeah, that was pretty sick. That was pretty sick. Nah, I thought it was amazing. I still go back and watch that, and especially with having like Van Helsing, like he's not just a vampire hunter, right? In fact, he's never hunted a vampire until that movie. I remember him saying that. It was like, vampires, they don't exist anymore. He's like, no. So he himself had never fought a vampire. We got him fighting Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. What else? What else did he end up killing in that? The three brides of Dracula. I don't know. There was a lot of other kind of like penny dreadfuls in there, I'd say. But no, I thought it was really cool. Really, really cool. I don't know. I just feel like if they were to do something and revive Dracula, I don't know. I don't know. Like to revive him in like, modern time or whatever.
They should make a new film, a Dracula film, where we find a tomb in modern day and we open it, and then our government tries to weaponize him, and he flips out and kills like everybody.
Well, they've kind of done that in I think that was one of the angles they were trying to go for in Trinity.
Oh yes, okay.
And then well, it was the vampires that were trying to do it, and that's similar to what happens with Lestat and the Queen of the Damned. Like, he wakes up and then he starts singing the music and spilling all these stories that he's not supposed to tell, which causes people to become pissed with him. But I mean, like I said, if it's one of those things where he is the only sole vampire and then he's creating more, like say like one of the first things he does is pick 3 women to be his brides. Now, is that one of those things like where he picks 3? Did he already have 3? Like, how does that story transcend? Where is it going? What's the purpose of him picking the 3? Like,
yeah, they'd have to tie it back to they look like a woman he loved before he was a vampire. You know what I mean? And these are just women that he's picked up over time. That remind him of his true love.
That's what it was. Dracula 2000, where Gerald Butler is all Dracula.
Yeah.
That's the one I forgot about earlier and it popped back in my head. So, there's another example, too, like how it's tied to the whole thing with Christianity, and it's revealed in that movie that he was Judas.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a punishment. It was a punishment, and he and that now he had his immortality was a curse or a punishment for the acts.
That is interesting.
So you've never seen that one then?
No, that's an interesting take.
Yeah. Yep. So like it's supposed to be like the whole story about how Judas portrayed Jesus for the bag of silver.
Yes.
For the 30 pieces of silver. Yeah.
Which is why he's allergic to silver.
Yes.
That's cool.
And it's like how he hung himself, but the rope broke at dusk. So it's like how he was punished with his immortality to have to live.
Oh, that is cool.
To have to live with the shame of what he did. But it's like everything inherently Christian now was offensive to him, or he was repulsed by it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So like they tied that really, really nicely. Really, really nicely. And like Gerard Butler, he first off, and again, he's an amazing actor. He's really good. To be honest, I didn't even realize it was him until Triage had said something to me about it. He was like, yeah, it's Gerard Butler. I'm like, Gerard Butler? What? That's Gerard Butler? You're like, yeah. So and now I'm watching and I'm like, oh shit, that is Gerard Butler. Holy hell. And then I was actually mentioned to Triage like shortly after watching it, like that was like filled with like 90s star power, 90s B-list star power. it's hilarious because like all the actors are people that were like doing like had actually done a lot of big shit in like the late 90s or so. Was it late 90s or so? Yeah, because the movie came out in 2000. So like this cast is crazy. We got Gerard Butler, right? Then we got Jennifer Esposito. How do you say it? Esposito, Jennifer Esposito, Omar Epps, Nathan Fillion was in the movie, Danny Masterson from the 70s, Jerry Ryan, Sean Patrick Thomas, all these guys were like Johnny Lee Miller, like they were all like really, really big back then. And then I can never pronounce his name, but he played, if you watch Scary Movie, the first Scary Movie, he played the first and second Scary Movie, he played the white guy.
That specific?
The jock. The fucking jock character. His girlfriend was a chick that like she was like pretending to run from their ghost face and like trips, breaks her ankle and shit like that.
Would you believe I have never seen any of the Scary Movies from beginning to end?
Whoa! I would not believe that. That's wow.
I've seen bits and pieces of them. I've never sat through one from beginning to end.
Damn.
I really don't care for slapstick humor. I don't.
It's shit. It takes a
white
unique
chicks.
person.
No,
that's pretty funny.
Never saw that from beginning to end either.
Damn. Trying to think. He used to do a lot of sci-fi work. He did a lot of movies with the Sci-Fi Channel and shit. Damn, I cannot pronounce his name for the life of me. Lachlan Monroe. Damn, what is something that he was in that you would have definitely seen? Damn. Did you watch Riverdale?
Nope.
Damn. Damn. You watched Peacemaker?
Yeah.
Detective Larry Fitzgibbons?
Nope, drawing a blank.
Damn. See, this is how like not kind of like known he is anymore. Damn. Did you watch Spiral with Chris Rock?
Yes.
Marshall.
Still drawing a blank.
Marshall.
Damn. All right. Just so we can get an understanding of who the hell I'm talking about. You guys looking? This guy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. This guy. Like I said, you don't really know him because all his movies were. Yeah. He's always done weird sci-fi acting. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's like that list. He was a part of that list on 2000, and it was just ridiculous. And the movie itself was fucking great. I thought it was great. Hey, what was you guys remember that Dracula movie with Jason Scott Lee?
Jason Scott Lee.
Fucking you see Way the Dragon or Son of the Dragon. Shit, which one was it? That he played Bruce Lee.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
He played
like
Mowgli in Jungle Book.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, him. Yeah, there was he was in a Dracula movie too. Fucking what was it? I think it was Dracula Ascended, the Ascension or something like that. One of those. Yeah, Dracula 2, Ascension. Yeah, which Dracula movies were these? These were Wes Craven's Dracula movies. Yeah, it was one of Wes Craven's. Dracula 2000, and he did right. Yeah, then he did Dracula 2, then Dracula 3. But those, yeah, apparently he plays like a vampire hunting priest in that one. Like, and then they had
yeah, and then Priest, the movie Priest.
yes, the movie Priest was really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of vampires, I don't even remember. Did we talk about it? Did we talk about that? When we on episode when we were talking about vampires or something like that?
No.
I don't think we've actually gone over that. Oh yeah, I would love to go over that at some point. That because that was a great kind of twist on vampires too. Now, before we head out, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. It's just like when you look at Dracula, the character, the concept, look how that one character has like influenced an entire. There's like a whole culture. You know what I mean? Like, Bram Stoker's Dracula, kind of like, look how big that character is now. You know what I mean? From all the movies that are being made about this character, from all the other literature involving this character, like, and then just the how it's tied in with vampire lore in general. A lot of times they make Dracula as the first vampire, and everything stemming from him and stuff like that. I just feel like the character has become just like so massive from the book.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's pretty cool. Just the influence of this character on pop culture is crazy. It's crazy. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie, I went through my emo phase once too, and Queen and the Damned was my favorite movie.
Oh.
Yeah, just the allure. It was the allure.
Well,
Leah.
hey, man. Well, with the way it interviewing the vampires going and the way they're adapting the rest of Anne Rice's material, we might be circling back around to that boat suited up.
Hey, I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do. Very interested. I still have to watch season 2 because they're airing 3 right now, right?
3 has not started yet.
Okay, but 2 is done.
Yes.
All right, yeah. So I definitely got to check that out.
So I got a question for you.
Yep.
So you said Queen of the Damned. So in the Anne Rice verse, Akasha and her mate are the first 2 vampires. So who would you cast as Akasha?
Oh, nowadays? Oh, like as in, so she'd have to be a young actress. Just for fun. Auntie Queen Angela Bassett.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I I am not against that, but I would have picked someone. I would have picked someone a little younger.
Okay.
No disrespect to the queen, because Angela Bassett is something different. There's no disrespect.
Absolutely.
I'm going with Zazie Beetz.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay. So, let's see. Why?
Because
I mean, clearly for all those she played Domino.
Yeah.
In Deadpool 2.
Because I feel like she is the perfect mix of exotic and cute. To the point where she could blend in with like a natural day, like if she needed to, but she's so regal she could also stand out.
No, yeah. Nope. I like that. Yeah, that's good too. Definitely good.
And it's one of those things where I think a younger person, I think someone who is stuck in the body of a younger person who's actually hundreds, if not centuries old, would have so much more disdain for modern day humanity. Because if you remember Queen of the Damned, like Akasha, just like Lestat, where they became disillusioned with society. That's why they basically walked away from it and entered like their sleep phase, their hibernation. And then when they got woken up, they looked at this modern day society, was like, what is this shit?
Yeah. Yep. So if I was to go younger, I would say Zendaya.
Oof. Zendaya.
Because she gives off femme fierce, bro. She gives off femme fierce.
I mean, if you say so.
I think so. I feel like Zendaya gives off so much femme fierce. I feel like she'll be able to embody that role very well too, and just be able to I just this off of her portrayal in Euphoria, because like you said, someone who has disdain for the world that they're in. Her character did. Her character may have been depressed, but she truly hated the world that she was in and the certain people that was around her. So I feel like she would be able to replicate that on pretty much in a way in a larger scale, bringing it to the Queen of the Damned.
She played amazing in oh my god,
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, she's a good actor.
Yes, she is absolutely amazing. So I think that's my thoughts. I would say that. You disagree?
I mean, I don't know. I just like I don't. Do I think she could pull off the look? Yes. Like I think that she has that. Like I said, she has that level of exoticness. But it's like I don't think she has like the fear, the savageness, the fierceness to it.
I don't know.
Like,
I feel like she definitely. I just feel like she could.
Like for example, like look at Zoe Saldana. Like you see her play Gamora, you see her play Colombiana, you see her play the cheerleader from Drumline. It's like I believe that she could be like chewing the gum, twisting her hair, and then the next breath she's loading up the high caliber rifle to blow someone's head off. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Like I don't think she hasn't had that character to me that's badass yet.
You're right. Yeah, I see that. I don't know. I guess for me, I can see. I just see that like it's not out of her range. I definitely feel like it's not out of her range.
Oh, I'm not doubting her by no means. I'm just saying I haven't seen it.
You're right, definitely. And I'll have to go through and look. But nah, yeah, man. I just think I personally thought that she'd do great, but again, I still stick to my first choice. Angela Bassett. She looked young, but she commands fierceness and discipline, and you know what I mean. Like she like you said, she's an older actress in a bit of a younger body, because she doesn't look her age. She definitely does look older, but she doesn't look her age either.
Yeah, it's definitely going down.
Yeah. Yeah, I just feel like again, like I said, the way this one character has, sprung an entire, generation. You know what I mean? And it's the character of Dracula is has been just so influential, to an entire generation. You know
Literally.
what I mean? And definitely the character has made, big Hollywood millions upon millions and billions of dollars over the years.
Oh my God, yeah.
I don't know. It would be cool if somebody wrote something new with Dracula. If he's in public domain right now. I don't know if he's in or if he was always was, or anything like that, on how the rights for him work. But like, take that and just write something completely different. Like, and like, I don't know, I'm interested in seeing something like definitely out of the ordinary. Maybe even if they didn't want to make it serious, just to see it, just to somebody make it. Oh, they did with oh my God, what's his name? What's that comedian's name? Give me a sec. Let me just double check. Damn. Fuck, what movie was he in? Damn. Can't remember. He's like a really old actor. Really, really old damn actor.
It's comedian?
Yeah.
White or black?
White. I think he was in a movie with Eddie Murphy one time. Damn.
Not the guy from Beverly Hills Cop.
No. Like, it was a movie with about I think they were like filmmakers or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Dead and Loving It. The movie was Dead and Loving It, and it was Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen. That's what I'm talking about. Complete wrong guy. Yeah, Leslie Nielsen. From the Naked Gun movies.
Yes, I know what you're talking about now.
Yep. He was also in Scary Movie 3, and he ended up doing a lot of parody films too. That was kind of like his shtick, spoofing parodies too. But yeah, no, he played a comedic Dracula, and his shit was pretty funny. Actually, in the promo that I made for this, at the beginning, there's a lot of I am Dracula, and his was the last one. He's like, I am, and then slips and fucking falls and rolls down the stairs. But nah, that I thought that was a pretty funny take on Dracula. But nah, yeah, it was pretty funny. But nah, man, it just the character in general has just done so much for the for like just within the time of creation and conception. On top of the dark history that the character is based off of, um, nah, I just feel like there's a lot that can be done with Dracula. They've already done so many different things like within retelling of the story with Dracula. Um, like before we go, what is your guys' final thoughts on Dracula? Like, and I never even asked, what was the first Dracula movie you watched? That was one question I never asked. I wanted to ask.
Um, I mean, my takeaways. I think this overall story of Dracula, like the fact that the whole story must have originated, from some truth of something, so at some time in the past, as all legends, how they happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's probably the scariest, most morbid take that like a human being could live life through.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the darkest thing that we can think of. You know what I mean?
No,
And
absolutely.
I think it's just a common thought that's all around the world.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. What about you, Triage?
I think it's one of those things like, where it depends on the nature of the story, whether it's this opposing figure who hides in the shadows, who is damn near omnipotent, this star-crossed lover, to this demonic monster, to this man who's willing to sacrifice his everything he needs to protect his homeland and his people. It's like you see all these different incarnations or versions of this character, but there's always the common factor is that it's someone who has suffered for the sake of some kind of greater good or purpose, and then feeling resented or slighted because they lost what they were supposed to be protecting in the first place.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I definitely
I think
see that.
I think that I would also consider just like the story of Dracula, or at least his origin story, as a tragedy.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That's pretty solid.
Like I almost compare it to like Frank Castle becoming the Punisher.
Oh, that's good.
Yep. For revenge and vengeance. Mm-hmm. There was something that he wanted to protect, and so he did whatever he needed to do to protect it, and then it's still in the end didn't get what he wanted.
As human beings, are we willing to give up our humanity in order to save the ones we love?
I definitely, I think many people are. But as many of these people were like, they would, I feel like it's a 2-to-1 thing. You know what I mean? Or one out of 3 people. 1 out of 3 people would be willing to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it kind of it's outweighed. But again, no, that is a question of humanity as well, big time, within the character himself, his own humanity. Because at the age he is, he probably doesn't remember much of it.
Exactly. And if this person has been alive, for centuries, then along the way, I mean, if me personally, if I was alive for that long, I feel like I would just stop caring at some point,
Yeah, I feel
And
like
I
that's
would, I,
exactly
I
what
would,
happened.
I would, just become evil.
Yeah.
Well, you look at some of the characters that we know in other lore and mythology that are immortal. Look at Ra's al Ghul, who's 600 years old, and the way he sees society in the world. Look at Vandal Savage. So
Yeah.
so it's like that whole idea of you becoming disillusioned with the world and time, especially like us as men, we have certain morals, certain values, certain beliefs. So like if you look at the modern day society, they have it's streamed, not streamed, so it's strayed away from certain core values so heavily that what was taboo is now normal.
Mhm.
And now I am all for progress and certain things changing because certain things need to change and should change. But it's also one of those things like where if you were someone who was raised that way, and then you look at society now, for example, if you had told my my 10-year-old self that one day a 1%er would be president, that gay marriage would be legal, that you could pick your pronouns, like all these things that have changed in the last 10, 15 years would be a thing, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have either.
The world moves very, very fast, and it has been moving fast, and especially within recent years, there's the amount of progress, societal progress, both good and bad, has been absolutely ridiculous. So imagine that over centuries.
Because I grew up hearing the stories about the segregated bathrooms, about the colored water fountains. My parents were both born in 66. So it's like my grandfather was born during the Depression. So it's like I heard those type of stories growing up. So it's like how and the way society has changed and moved forward. And like my grandfather had a very big influence on me in the way I was shaped and the way I see the world. So it's like now, like you guys are saying, like imagine that over the course of centuries. If anything, you would become disillusioned with the world and be like, yeah, I want no part of this. Like I'm just gonna become a recluse. I'm gonna mind my business. I'm gonna go get my food and go home.
Honestly, yeah. Yep. But yeah, no, it even shows, like I said, with the other characters you've proven, like many of the incarnations of, let's say an immortal, that's usually their take, is that they've lived so long that they've grown to hate humanity.
They've realized that we're all crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, yeah, that is fucking a great point, and that's something I wanted to touch on earlier too. That they've changed the characters, and now, yeah, no, I agree 100%. I wouldn't. Damn, man, that was fucking solid. I really don't have nothing to say after that. That was fucking on point. Nah, man. With that being said, let's head on up out of here. It's been an awesome show. It's been a very fun October. It's been a great October. Jay's birthday, Triage's birthday. My gender. There's been a lot of things that have been going on. It's been a fun month. It's been a really fun month.
Absolutely.
And hopefully this leads in to next year. We're like 20 episodes away or so from 100 episodes. So I am very, very excited to keep this going. But no, definitely tune in next week. What did we say next week?
Penguin. I was saying Penguin. So I think that we could do a character breakdown, go over his appearances in media, and then we'll touch on the show.
Oh, all right, bet.
I'm down.
And then, have you all had a chance to see Last Dance?
Last Dance.
Oh,
Venom.
Venom 3.
Oh no, I have not watched that yet.
I got to watch it. Yeah. It's a bit. I hate to say it because I went so fucking hard in the episode about it, but my opinion of the movie has certainly changed. It's definitely changed.
So it's worth seeing.
It's an interesting watch. It's an interesting watch, I'd say. But it was actually nothing like what I expected at all. The story was completely different than what I expected.
Huh.
Yeah. So it makes me more okay with the movie. Because I was thinking that they're gonna run one story and they did a completely different story. Yeah, it was pretty much, it was very original. Very original. We did a completely different story. So I ended up watching it from a different lens. But no, so then would you guys be interested in talking about Venom if you guys are interested in seeing it?
I mean, we can.
Yeah,
I'm not against it. It'll be the third time we've gone over Venom, though. Just point out.
Yeah, but it's just because there's been a lot going on, and we just had that episode recently, and just a lot of there's a lot going on with that movie. There's a lot going on with that movie. Or even then, we could even wait even longer. But no, next week we will definitely be back with the Super Breakdown, The Penguin. Tune in next week again, next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. YouTube, Kick. Yeah, it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a blast. Because if you haven't been keeping up with Penguin, you should kind of be a little bit ashamed of yourself. Because it is something that is very, very, very good. But until next time, y'all, peace.
Going on, everybody, Lloyd Jones with Midnight Comics here, and we'd like to introduce you guys to our show, The Indie Breakdown, a show where we break down your favorite indie comic book characters' power, stats, and abilities, and get them ready for an eventual indie versus matchup. All Indie Breakdown episodes go live first on Spotify and on Patreon, with them eventually showing up on YouTube. So if you guys want to check out The Indie Breakdown and learn more from your favorite indie comic book creators, now's the time to do so. We hope you guys decide to tune in, and remember, until next time, midnight is coming.
Hi, I go by Lady Mandalore, the creator of Roomful of Blurs. Do you have a whiteboard in your room? Do people get a glazed over look in their eye when you start to explain things to them? Well, come join me every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we can talk comics and get to know some new creators of color, only on YouTube and Twitch.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Calvin, from the Icarus Podcast, and I just want to say that we got new episodes coming next Saturday and every Saturday after that. So all I will have to say from here is keep enjoying the show. You can check us out, www.icarusmetrocomics.com. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and more. See y'all next time.
Join the Pulse. We're excited to announce the launch of Heartline Comics' newest line, the Barcode Collection. Our fresh drop just hit the internet and is turning heads. Imagine this. You're rocking our merch, and friends can scan the barcodes to instantly connect with the Heartline Comics website. It's a game changer. Stay ahead of the curve and never miss a beat. Subscribe to our website for exclusive alerts on the latest merch drops and the newest comics hitting the shelves. Be part of the Heartline community and show off your style with pride. Trust us, you don't want to miss this.